Breaking news, an XRP ETF is scheduled to go live on the Nasdaq this Thursday. And the breaking news update that we have for our listeners, the Canary XRP ETF has officially been approved for listing on the Nasdaq, becoming the first ever XRP ETF to get an SEC registration inside the United States. And if you're excited, smash that like button and stick around for the entire episode, as we're going to break down the inevitable impact this will have on the price chart, as well as what the Canary Capital CEO had to say. And with this project going live inside the United States starting this Thursday, Johnny, this could begin the floodgate storm that we've been waiting for when it comes to institutional adoption of XRP. Franklin Templeton, 21 shares, Bitwise, Wisdom Tree, Grayscale, and CoinShares all have pending XRP ETF filings in the background right now. And once one of these products goes live, we know it's inevitable. Most, if not all of these products will go live, creating that supply shock moment we've been waiting for. And me and you had a great conversation about this. $10 XRP has to be taken seriously from this point forward. With these ETFs going live and institutions getting access, as well as the Clarity Act passing before the end of the year, this could lead to some serious bullish momentum. And so I'm anticipating once these ETFs go live and we can track the inflows, we're going to see some major movement in the price chart, but it's anyone's best guess as to how high it will go. If you believe XRP breaks its all-time high in the month of November, smash that like button. If you disagree, leave a comment underneath the video. I'd love to hear what people have to say. Johnny, it's official. This week, the Nasdaq will be listing the first ever XRP spot product inside the United States, potentially bringing billions from the sidelines into our favorite crypto project.
Finally, the moment of truth is here, Abs. We've been waiting a very, very long time. Mark it on your calendars, guys. This will be an epic moment in time, November 13th, 2025, the first XRP. And why this is so significant, Abs, a lot of people, I don't think, realize this. They think that these companies go and buy a lot of the XRP off the market ahead of time. I was doing a lot of research on this. And what you find is it actually says you typically don't buy them. The companies don't buy them until the day of or the day before the launch. So the interesting thing is, as everybody thinks all that this has been bought in, it really hasn't. And so I'm really interested to see the impact, depending on the inflows, of course. Right now, I think one thing everybody needs to be mindful of is this week we have one opening, not like there's 18 or 20 out there. And I think everybody's just going to assume like, hey, the price should go right to $10 because there's 20 of these. Well, no, they're not. There's only one this week. So guys, just be mindful of that. But understand that starting this week forward, Abs, for the first time ever in the life of XRP, there is going to be a new demand that we haven't had before that's going to be out and going and buying XRP off the market depending on the inflows. And that's a very, very exciting time for us in this community, because now we're going to get to see what kind of impact the XRP ETFs are going to deliver underlying asset. I'm very, very excited. Can't wait to see how this plays out.
And there's people much smarter than ourselves that are predicting big momentum for the XRP price chart, like CIO from Bitwise or the CEO from Bitwise, or people like Jake Claver, who are predicting $10, $20, $30 momentum here with the launch of these ETFs. But it's not just one, it's not just two. There are 11 different XRP ETF filings at the DTCC today. And with these approvals, supply shock is inbound. And I want to play a clip from the Canary Capital CEO with Paul Barron, where he's discussing how he's anticipating that XRP far outpaces Solana with this ETF launch. Here it is.
When you look at the flow that we've seen with Solana, the BSOL, Bitwise did a great job getting that one out on the ground. And absolutely crazy numbers. One of the best performing ETFs that we've seen so far, especially in digital assets. How do you think these XRP ETFs will perform against that?
Yeah, I actually think that XRP will probably double what Solana did in its first week and even today, as far as volume and as far as total AUM. If you just even look at the market caps of the two tokens, XRP is about 50% higher than Solana. Yeah. But the difference is, and we experienced this with HBAR last week or 2 weeks ago now, the HBAR ETF experienced $70 million in inflows just in the first 3 days. And it's because it's really well known among institutional circles and enterprise investors. Yeah. So even though it's not a big retail product, it doesn't have a ton of volume, it's got the right kind of interest. And that's how XRP is. Solana is probably a little bit more of a retail token. XRP is much more of a financial services,
Yeah.
enterprise, institutional token. And when you put that into an ETF, even though it's only 50% more market cap, it'll probably be 100% or 200% more inflows because of the institutional audience.
So once again, Johnny, the breaking news for today, the SEC has just essentially approved the first ever XRP spot ETF to go live on the Nasdaq. That should be taking place November 13th, 2025. And everybody out there is anticipating big momentum coming into this market based on these ETFs being approved. Now, we've showed several different analysts say $1 billion, $5 billion. We heard Sal Gilberti predict $20 billion over the next 12 months in inflows for just the XRP ETF. That will have an impact on the price. Nobody can debate that. The real debate is how big of an impact. And that's where I want to defer to Jake Claver, as he shared some very interesting thoughts about what his anticipation is for the XRP price chart after these products are launched in the USA. Here it is.
You know, again, I have a full theory on all this, how it gets to extremely high prices, but it's a bunch of catalysts that all kind of culminate for the perfect storm for that to happen. If it's just the ETFs, you know, I think
let's do the bare minimum. Let's say we know ETFs are going to happen, and we're pretty much sure, we're 90% sure we're going to get a rate
on
cut.
the DTC. So, I think a $10 to $13 XRP would be very reasonable. Maybe even $20, $25 XRP.
End of year or by this time next?
End of year.
And there you have it, Johnny Crypto. With these ETFs going live, all we really need is to see the same returns that XRP did last November. Last November, XRP went from 50 cents to $2.50 in 25 days. The equivalent there would be XRP going from $2.50 to north of $10 in 25 days. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the data and analytics do say it's possible. If you're excited about an XRP ETF, smash that like button and leave your 2025 peak XRP price prediction underneath the video. We'll see you all in the next one.
Good night.
So if you're looking to do the same strategies that we implement here on Good Evening Crypto, I would advise everybody sign up for Merlin and click on the ITrust Capital link below. Now, why did these two ideas play off one another? Merlin is going to allow our listeners to understand where they should be taking profit in this market, and ITrust is going to allow our listeners to take that profit tax-free through an IRA product. Now, that's not the best part about this. We are giving new clients a $100 sign-up bonus using the promo code GEC9. So I would encourage everybody, click on the link below the video, use promo code GEC9, and set yourself up for success during this crypto bull market.